Last episode, I sat through a big test, right? This episode, I will have to take another big exam before I am qualified to graduate from the School of Overcoming Narcissism. Granny's post-op recovery is going to be challenging, alright? If I thought like seeing her hip broken in the hospital, the last episode was painful, then the following months to come was going to be even more painful.
Da 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 da.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum guys, I'm Sri, I'm a narcissistic survivor. Join me as I take you through my life journey overcoming narcissism with the help of Islam. Alhamdulillah, inshallah. Granny was discharged after her hip operation, but obviously she can't walk. She had to be in wheelchairs. Mom came down at this point about a week to help me out. It was really helpful, because imagine me alone sorting out, she can't walk. I have to lift her and put her on a wheelchair and lift her up. It's difficult. So I had to send her back to the nursing home. I couldn't bring her home because I was away working, no one to look after 24/7. Even though she was at the nursing home, I visited every leisure time. I didn't have much leisure time at that point. I mean, every possible time, every night after work, I would go to the nursing home, visit her, stay with her all the evenings, and go back after, having spent time with her, weekends with her. Hey you! Wow! You look so slim now. What's your secret? Is it a new diet? And what's that new shade? Smoky eyes? Wrong question. And our granny was such an active, dynamic person, I tell you, even up to the point that just before she got sick, she was a very active person still. She would be up and about gardening, she would be cooking for herself, and she also has a very sharp mind. She could remember dates and details from decades ago. So now, faced with the reality that she can't walk, really got to her psychologically. This depression, of course, it's projected outwardly towards everyone around her, mostly on me. So sometimes I get good days, and sometimes I get bad days where she would throw a tantrum and stuff. But that's not the worst part. The worst part was because she was not willing to make an effort to do physio and try to walk again. She became bedridden, and of course, being bedridden, you get all these bed sores. And another painful side for me to see was, because the right leg that she was broken, she can't move much, right? So it became like a skeleton, only bones left. And then, in contrast to the other leg, the one that she moves a lot, has still some muscles on it. So it's like a contrast comparison. Also, day in, day out, to see that a skeleton leg compared to a healthy leg, painful. And the most painful bit was that she was starting to have Alzheimer's. Her memory was starting to slip away from her, including remembering me. That was painful. I think what makes a person who they are It's their memory. Their memory is their personality. If someone starts to lose their memory, it's like losing their personality altogether. So she was like someone else. She was becoming someone else. And that was painful. There was another worrying factor. Her pneumonia was still like lingering around, up and down, up and down. It was not completely cleared off. So her oxygen levels would drop every now and then. But I remember there was one time the level dropped so low at a critical point, and we weren't even sure that she'll survive through the night. And I remember at this point I was feeling so hopeless, helpless. She was at the brink of, sort of battling with her life, and at that point I was also dealing with other personal problems. I remember climbing on Granny's bed. I snuggled up cozy next to her. I took her hand in mine and I told Granny, if you're leaving tonight, please take me with you. I can't bear all this alone. Did Granny survive that night? Well, Allah didn't take me that night. My wishes that night was not granted, because here I am healthy and happy, Alhamdulillah. But what happens to Granny? Stay tuned, guys. In my next episode, we'll find out. Meanwhile, do support me, guys. Subscribe to my channel and do like this video if you guys resonate with my stories. Till then, inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Peace out.